Hey everyone, welcome back. It's season 5, episode number 2 of Mindset Explosion. I hope you've all had a great weekend and hopefully got some words of wisdom, help get you set up for the week ahead, whether it be personal, business, whatever it is that you are doing. So I've had a busy weekend or busy last week. So I was away on my learning more about business buying and how to better the deal flow, as we call it, and different skill sets to pick up and improve on and tweak and looking ahead and deciding on where I want to go and then reverse engineering it all back to where I am now. So I had a great couple of days away. So I was with Jonathan J. If anyone's interested in find out more about that, I highly recommend it. If it and the great thing about that was it didn't matter if you there's so many people on there. Some are just still just within work, some are business owners, some it's just something they want to get into. So it's one of those things that just come your way and you don't know. Well, it gets presented in front of you, right? So I talk about the law of attraction all the time, right? And you kind of, wow, this is for me, and you can latch onto it there. So anyway, I went off on one then. So here today we are going to talk about the winning success formula. Now there's so many formulas out there. I'm not saying this one's the one, and I'm not saying the others are bad. It's just one of the ones that I like to stick in my head. I actually taught this when in classes when I was teaching martial arts for children. I know my team still reference it every now and then in the classes because it's a great thing to put across. But what I found was, even when I was going into schools to teach martial arts, it was all about personal development and mindset anyway, right? So I found this was a really good one to present, and then you could tie it back into the martial arts. So it's a really good formula. It was great for getting the best out of someone, for training. But what I soon discovered is this can really link back into personal development and just how we go about setting our goals or achieving things and just where we want to be. So I'm going to run through it. All right. We'll go a little bit deeper than what I've put in the written copy. And if you've got any extra stuff you want to add into that, by all means, chuck it in. If you've got anything you want to comment, chuck it in, especially watching on the live, and we'll pop it up on the screen. And we'll go from there, really. And of always let me know your thoughts. And if you're listening on the podcast, please leave us a nice 5-star review. And don't forget to subscribe. And the same on the other channels as well. That way you get notified when I'm going live. So I am just working on getting some new people to interview. Obviously, I had a bit of a break as I focused on the Inner Power podcast, getting that launched with Ange. That's live tomorrow, 11:11. Don't be late. Get yourself on there. All right. So this formula, it is quite important that you run it in order. So in other words, say the first one's focus. Well, you got to be focused in order to have the last one, which is excellence. Now, these are just the words that was used. It's called the champion qualities of a champion. Sorry. So this is what we generally called it when we was teaching martial arts. So I just put a different twinge on the name, and some of these words, they could be swapped around, but I'm just using what we used when when I was teaching. Yeah. So the first one being focus. So in other words, like I can't skip ahead. I can't skip to accuracy. I can't be accurate if I'm not focused, right? It's not going to quite work out. So it is important that we work on these steps individually. And as I'm going through them, write them down, but assess where you are. It's something to make us think, where am I now in my personal goals, my career, my business, whatever it is that you want to relate this back to. And it can relate to anything. I think I remember teaching this, and I would have it. I would even use the example of, you could do this in Tesco's or when you're doing your shopping, wherever you do your shopping, right? So when you go supermarket shopping, having that focus, knowing exactly what you want. So it can flip round to anything that you want it to flip round to. But let's come back to where we are. So focus on what you want. So focus is so important. You've got to know what you want. I've talked about it so many times on some of my past podcast videos. And then when you know what you want, of course, you got to know why. It's really important. Have clarity on what it is, and then stay focused on that. It's so easy to get sidetracked onto other things. But once you know what you want, I mentioned it a minute ago. Well, now you can reverse engineer backwards. So when you know what you want, generally we're talking maybe a year or 5 years, maybe 3 years. It doesn't have to be, you can have long term. It's whatever it is. What is it you want? and how is it you're going to get there, and reverse engineer it back. What is it you need to do on each of those stages? Where are you going to be? And then once you got down to there, then let's say I'm just about to start into property this year. So I'm already thinking ahead. What is it I need? What is I want? Let it got to reverse engineer it right back to what I have to do then every year to hit that target, or every month to hit that target, and then each individual thing that I have to do for that. So again, with the martial arts business, we did the same thing. We said, well, we want this, and we reverse engineered it all the way back into, well, how many people do I need to speak to in order to achieve that goal? How many people need to get started, and everything else, okay? And then around there, obviously, we would do the other things. So numbers never ever lie. So that's something that's so important. One of the things that my instructor, Master Thompson, when I started working for him, he would always say to me, the numbers never ever lie. Now they can be manipulated, yes, but then if you're manipulating numbers, then you're just kidding yourself. So focus on what you want, reverse engineer your goals, and then you can start to make a plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail, as the saying goes. So once you got that plan, and it is very much like a guide, but stay focused on what you want, not on what's going to go wrong. Okay, things will go wrong, but if you stay focused on that, then you know what, you'll find the things that make it work. You'll attract in the people, the things that you need to achieve that goal or that outcome, right? So number two, accuracy. So of course, if we're focused on what we want, we can have some accuracy. And when we're focused, we're less likely to get sidetracked. So this for me is about staying on target, keeping on target, and with tasks that serve us, not the ones that don't serve us. And sometimes you can break that down as obviously we might need to do money generating tasks, or prospecting, whatever it is. It's keeping accurate on there and allotting that time. So I would say there's a lot down to time management, using that plan as a guide. And obviously, if it's going to change, sometimes we got to adapt, we got to try something new, we try a different approach. But accuracy comes down to, what, this is what I need to do. You've got that plan of action, and just really working on that time management. All right. So again, if martial arts, we focus, we get the accuracy, then we can start implementing the speed. And speed is number three, right? So once you've mastered these previous two, you can start to look into working smarter, because sometimes we can we can give too many tasks. Let's say for this, right? So I'm doing this live. I'm on live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube at the moment, and I'll just test out which ones work, which one don't work. But otherwise, I would have had to done this 3 times in the past, and then I was downloading it and putting it to audio. Whereas now, all I can do, if you're listening to on the podcast, I'm just going to strip the audio out from the platform I'm using. It takes about 2 minutes, so it's working smarter instead of harder, and you start to work faster. Then, right? You get things done that little bit quicker, but not. It doesn't mean like I'm rushing through stuff. Well, for me, when I rush, sometimes you might see it, but some of the things I write, I miss out a word or I miss out something, and then we get a little bit lost. So speed as well, don't confuse it with that scarcity mindset where we're rushing around. So if we jump to speed, then we've got that scarcity mindset. We're not focused. We're making mistakes. We're worrying about it's like they say in Rich Dad Poor Dad, the chicken little, the sky is caving in, the sky is caving in. And we're worrying about the things that that will happen because we're worrying about them so much. But we need to focus and get that accuracy. And accuracy, again, it could be looking at your KPIs, your key performance indicators, what's working for you, what's not working for you. It's so important. So once we got that, then the speed, we get more done, we're more productive. Okay, so speed, if we wanted to substitute that for a business point of view, for example, then it would be we are more productive. So next one would be power. All right. So again, if we use that martial art terminology that how I teach it, well, we're focused, we got the accuracy. Now we can go a bit faster, and with all those things put together, we got more power in whatever technique that we're doing. For ourselves, if I do this on a personal level, we feel more empowered. And it's not, it's like we feel more empowered. We are getting more work done as a team. If you're in a team, this is great for morale. because we can see the results that are coming through from following the first few steps of that formula, and it's going to make a big difference. All right, so once you got that focus, accurate on it, you're picking up, you're working smarter, it's easier to feel more empowered, and you're going to attract in again even more of what you want and building that power team around you. It's a lot easier than, say, for me as a business owner, it's a lot easier for me to then we used to treat it like hats. So I'd be the cleaner, the accountant, the bookkeeper, blah, 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 all these things. I had to remove the hats, but I could only do that if I focused on what I wanted and obviously start to build up that power team around me. Brings us on to that next one. Wow, intensity. Again, if I use that martial arts point of view, once you got these, we can go a bit more intense now. That doesn't mean burning out, because if we're working smart, we're more productive, we're getting loads more things done. And the combination of these, again, is another boost to morale. And you just want to do more. You find you got time to do more because you're probably squeezing in like 4 hours into an hour. If you've got that, if you've mastered that, correctly. But of course, if we get sidetracked, then we've lost our accuracy. We're not focused, and then things become slower, and then we're not as empowered. Then we're exhausted, so we don't have that level of intensity that we need on the task we need to do. So sometimes, don't confuse that intensity of thinking, oh, God, it's got to be working all the time. If you want to do that, that's fine. But is it productive for you? Are you getting those things done that you really need to do? Or are we like finding those tasks? Maybe the ironing is a good idea because I don't want to do that other task, or cleaning is a good idea because I don't want to do this other task I've been putting off. And it's all going to catch up with us in the end. So that intensity comes from combining the other four points within this winning success formula. All right. So, but you got to remember to manage that time, of course. So, coming on to that last one, the last step. So, we can't jump to any of these. We can't skip out focus. We can't skip out, the accuracy side of things. We can't just go straight. Let's just be intense, because we're just intense. Well, we are running around like headless chickens. We're probably in that scarcity mindset as opposed to that abundant mindset. We're running the sprint instead of the marathon. All right. So excellence. When you got that excellence, when you've mastered each of these in the order they're supposed to do. And when I say masters, does that mean we're going to slip off sometimes? Yeah, because that's just what happens. That's life. Life sometimes will come along. But if we're aware of these, then we're much more likely to stay on track and on target for where we want to be, where we're going. So excellence is that means for me that you're in a position to grow more. Maybe again, I said this a little bit just before, but you can hand over some of those tasks and responsibilities, and you can look at the other areas to improve and grow, and analyze, understand where your key performance indicators are. Knowing where, knowing those metrics. I'm For me, look, for every business, it's so important. And every business is going to be different, even in just life in general. We've got these key performance indicators, whether we like it or not. So understanding those, and now we're able to improve and tweak and see what's working, test it. Does that work? Okay, no, it doesn't work, but give it a good test. And once you got it, it's just rinse and repeat, and just keep that circle going round and round and round. So there we have it. That's it. Nice, short one today, but as we're warming up, and I'm still looking for some guests. I'm speaking to a few people to come on. I want to hear about your life and business and how you've grown. Was there a mindset shift for that? Challenges that you've had along the way? So it could be in business or property, whatever it is you guys are into. But this formula, I remember teaching this, over and over with children, and even with adults, as personal development in martial arts, and we turned it back into something that was meant for life, and it makes so much sense. But you got to follow it. So just a quick recap. So stay focused on what you want, understand what you want, why you want it, make that plan. Accuracy, well, when we're focused, we're more likely to be more accurate. We're not going to make mistakes. We're not running around like headless chickens, or we're not in that scarcity mindset. We can now have that abundant mindset. This enables us to go that little bit faster, but not like if we just go to working faster, again, it's that scarcity thing. But I mean, we can work smarter now, and we can focus on the tasks that generate us the things that we need, rather than procrastinating or doing things that, as the busy, we used to call it, the busy doesn't always isn't something we always need. Power, so we have more power in what we're doing. We become stronger. Your business becomes stronger because you got, the processes down or your systems down. You're able to work that a little bit more smarter, get more things done. So you're more empowered as a team. Is great for morale. It's great for you anyway, and it's easier for then you maybe as a business owner to start stepping out, handing over other tasks. And the same comes then onto our intensity. We're able to work more intense in maybe smaller amount of time. We get more done. We get more smarter things done, and we can just keep going on from there. All right. But remember, manage that time, make sure schedule out the things that are important to you, like your family, the things that are for you. And try so hard not to deviate from that. So last week, I got a lot of training courses coming up that I am putting myself into because I want to absorb and I want to learn. Some of those, unfortunately, are falling on time with my children. So I'm trying to keep that to a minimal because that time is so important. My children are so important to me. But of course, I've had to weigh it up in that this is the thing that's going to help me have the life that I want and leave a legacy for them to continue if they want to. So it's kind of for them as well. All right. But not working all my hours. That's for me. I don't want to work all the time in the world because my time with them is so important, as I said. All right. So once we got power, we got more intensity. Combination these again, boost morale. You'll want to do more anyway. Probably you'll set yourself more goals. You're not just confined to one thing. And I feel nowhere, like, where's your peak, where's the things when you drop off. A lot of businesses or sometimes in work, maybe it's 7 years. I'd say that's like a cut-off point. I've noticed it with me. We talked about this last week as well. When we start to we may lose interest in something. So it's important to understand that to work this program so that you'll grow in, so that intensity, you got a good flow in whatever it is and everything that you're doing. Of course, from there, excellence, we're now in a position to grow, hand over tasks and responsibilities, looking into other areas that you can improve and grow your business, your empire, whatever it is that you want to grow and succeed more in. That's it, guys. Let me know if you got any more. Drop in some comments below. Thank you very much. I'll be back next week, same time, and have a great week. And I'll see you then. Bye.